Hello. I won't make intros like this too often, but I actually just recorded commentary, and there's a few things that I actually forgot to say that are kind of crucial that I do want to say now. First of all, is that this is easily my hardest demo, as you could tell from the thumbnail. This is harder than Dimensions 32, harder than Dimensions Map 2. It's my proudest work, for sure. And the second thing is that a lot of these fights in this map are super dynamic, and like you basically need a strat in order to get consistent at them. And in case I don't explain that too well, if you do have any questions about the strats, definitely drop a comment down below. I'd be happy to answer them. And yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to clarify, so enjoy the demo. Welcome to the final Poogers demo, and I already have to pause because this demo is so jam-packed with stuff and strats. I'm basically going to be talking about my strats for the entire demo. So, starting off, grab the BFG, grab the Megasphere, only grab one cell pack, super important. The other 5 cell packs, you'll see what they're used for in about half an hour. And what I do is I actually charge up the BFG before going through the teleporter. I click before taking the teleporter so I can shoot one shot without waking up these guys. There's like 300 cyber demons here, by the way. Just want to point that out. And yeah, it lets me shoot a BFG shot without waking them up. Super handy when pushing through these chain gunners. And here's where most of your deaths are going to be. And now it's time for this first super annoying fight. So push through the pinkies. You're going to hear me say the words push through by like 100 times in this demo, by the way. Hurt the Cacodemons a little until you're at around 400 cells, then use 2 shots on the Hell Knights, then push back through the pinkies and charge up your BFG for these Manx. Just harm them as much as you can. Move slowly so you can make good use of those tracers. Already dropped down to 4% in health, not even 40 seconds into the demo. Grab that Megasphere no matter how much health you're at. And now it's time for fun. So, thankfully there's only 2 cyber demons here, but sometimes you have to deal with like 5 or 6. And you have to do that with the Revenants shooting at you from the side, and it's just torture. You have to Dimensions Map 3 those cybers oftentimes with the Revenants shooting at you from the sides, and that's basically like half of my deaths. Now, push through the rest of the Cacos. Win Dimensions Map 3, and by the way, you only really have to kill like 3 cyber demons. The rest will die too in fighting with the Hell Knights. I had to grab that Megasphere, which is kind of unfortunate because I want to save as much health as I possibly can just throughout the fight. You only get 3 Megaspheres here, and like I said, I grab one no matter how much health I'm at because I need it for Dimensions Map 3 and those cybers. Of course, always refill your BFG. Pushing back through those Cacos and just making loops like this. Another cyber here. Thankfully he's alone, so not much of a threat. And you do want to be really efficient with your tracers when killing those cyber demons. Just get them killed as fast as possible so the revs don't shoot at you for as long. And the biggest threat, oh actually before that, when making these loops around the cybers, you can actually make use of the height and just duck underneath them. It is completely safe to do that, and yeah, just they are pretty much a non-issue when making that little loop around, but when pushing through the Cacodemons and Pain Elementals, they are your worst nightmare. These Pain Elementals are absolutely the main focus, because they will just spam even more annoying flyers, which will block you even more and make you eat rockets from those 300 cybers. By the way, it is absolutely absurd to say 300 cybers, but it is true. There are 300 cybers there. And I'm basically out of cells at this point, which is kind of unfortunate. Breaking that rev ball that was chasing me. So what I do when most of the flyers are dead, I chill in this corner for a minute, lure the Hell Knights away from the back wall so I can push through. Checking for any more cell packs. And nope, I had to nope out since they were way too packed together. So I had to stick by the wall again for just a few more seconds. Basically, from the time it takes for one of those central revs there to hit you with a homing missile, that's how long I wait there. It seems to work out most of the time, just only a few seconds. Then make your way past, take the teleporter, and get the hell out of there. Now we gotta go up these 2 lifts and hit some switches. When I go up the lifts, I pre-fire 1 or 2 BFG shots, just in case there's any like lost souls there. There are actually arachnotrons originally here, but normally they die to infighting, but sometimes they don't, so I pre-fire anyways, just to be safe. And once you hit those 2 switches, I'm gonna kill these 3 cybers. Typically they infight with all the revs here and they win, so yeah. Not much of a big deal, but there are Hell Knights and Cacodemons still shooting at you from behind when you're doing that. And now, this strat here, shout out to Starduster for this, just pre-firing a bunch, clearing out the imps on the floor before pushing through. But the big thing this does is clear out Cacodemons and get them away from the back wall so you don't have to push through them when dropping down, because there will be like a ton of revs in the lava pit. Way too much to handle, so I definitely want as much clear space as I can so I can run past them. And now, dropping down, here are all the revs I was talking about. Just ignore them for now, because we're going to do phases 1 and 2 of this fight at the exact same time. So pushing through these imps here. And at this point, I only BFG the imps closest to the wall. The imps closest to the revs I want to keep alive so they can make a nice meat shield and block any rev missiles. I came up with this strat myself. I was super proud of it. And now, phases 1 and 2 at the exact same time. This Cyber is an absolute bitch. If he doesn't die, it's basically over. And thankfully I got a really sexy 2-shot on him. Starting, and now I gotta explain my strats first before I say anything else. Looping around. I didn't have to grab a Megasphere there, which was pretty nice. Normally I do. Looping back around. Sadly, I had to stick too close to the wall for just a minute, so I actually pushed through with 6% health remaining, but there was a Megasphere right there ready for me to take, so really happy for that. And now just stick to the wall as much as possible to lure enemies away from the wall. Your biggest enemy here are the Cybers, because they love to stick right up against the wall, and just when they infight with the revs will just create a big wall that you have to push through, and then you'll take like 100 damage, and it's just stupid. So yeah, just lure enemies away from the walls as much as possible, basically. So this fight is just completely RNG in my opinion. You just have to pray that the Cybers don't stay up against the walls. But I will admit this is still as consistent as I was when doing phases 1 and 2 separately, but this strat, just doing them combined, saves so much more time. With phases 1 and 2 separately, basically all the Cybers were teleporting in all at once, and they were just in really bad positions a lot of the time, so it really didn't make a difference in my consistency. Now, just clean up as many Hell Knights as I can. I want to grab the cells in the center before anything, because they're going to be a lot harder to reach in the next phase of the fight. And yeah, there are way too many Hell Knights. You don't actually have to kill them all, so I'm going to leave some alive for the next phase. They'll all die to infighting, basically. But I do want to clear enough so I can have easy access to where I want to go for the next phase. And that Megasphere there is in a bad position for the next phase, so feel free to grab it. Refilling on cells. Hit the switch, and now what I do here, I pre-fire a shot. It hit the pinky, unfortunately, which is pretty bad, but that's whatever. Push into this Cacodemon closet. This is another just pure RNG situation. Sometimes you take like 50 damage, sometimes you literally die. It is complete RNG how much damage you take pushing into this Cacodemon closet, but it's consistent most of the time. I would say like 1 in 20 I die here. Now, just clearing out as many Cacodemons as possible, and I want to chill here for as long as I can. Of course, making use of the Cyber Demons infighting. I want to get efficient shots off, because there are very limited cells in this Cacodemon closet. Those 8 cell packs that I picked up are the only cells in this closet. And once you get low, that's when you have to push out. And the cybers, of course, are still your worst enemy, so kill them as quick as you possibly can. Be efficient with your tracers and stuff. You get 2 Megaspheres here, though, and boom, boom. I got red screen, so I couldn't see that second rocket. That was a major blunder, so I just had to go, basically. And it's super scary because a wall of Archviles, and you just have to wait. And when you wait for them to zap you, those cybers, yes, the 300 cybers get revealed again. I wanted to grab a Megasphere there, but I somehow didn't, but thankfully I survived, and I could make my way to another Megasphere really close by. I'm not able to finish my sentences. This demo is so fast-paced, I apologize if I can't keep up. But yeah, just target those cybers, again, your worst enemy, because they can just insta-jib you. This map is basically just don't get insta-jibbed. Now just cleaning up. Most of the time, there's one cyber that just infights with only the imps, and he just stays back there, and you have to kill him with only BFG balls. Super annoying, and it happens, like, most of the time in this fight, and it's really annoying. Refilling on cells. While you chill by the, when the Archviles target you, the Archvile wall, the cybers can actually see you, so you have to be pretty precise with your timing to get by. It's stressful, man. And to kill these Archviles, I don't kill them manually. I kill them using the cybers. I find it just a lot more efficient and just a lot less peekaboo shooting. And also I can save cells for the next small fight coming up here. Yeah, once they're all infighting, then you can start slowly moving, and this sound. Oh, the sound. Hit the switch, always be mindful of those rockets. And now it's time for the huge anti-cheese Archvile wave. So pre-fire your BFG, and you have to get super, super close to them to reveal them. And if you get unlucky, the Archviles can actually move behind you, or they can resurrect enemies that will also move behind you. And if they do that, you're dead, basically. It doesn't happen it doesn't happen very often, but it can definitely happen, and it's just complete RNG if that happens. Super rare though. And this is usually how the Archvile wave usually goes. If you run out of cells, make your way to some more, make your way to another Megasphere, you know the deal. And just dodge those zaps at all costs, basically. I used to be super aggressive afterwards because I thought I would kill most of them, but no. This one was not the best. Sometimes you can get a really clean Archvile wave for sure, and it's really satisfying when that happens. Basically, you use all 600 cells and kill every last Archvile. Really satisfying when that happens. I wish I had gotten it in this demo, but sadly not. Now it's time for the third room. So what I do here, pre-fire BFG, kill as many specters as I can, move around all the arachnotrons, and drop into the pit with all the spider demons, and just kill them as quick as you can, basically. And grab Megaspheres. I used to grab Megaspheres when I was dropping super low. I wanted to make use of all the health as I could, but I decided that was really risky, and I just decided I'll grab Megaspheres when I drop down to around like 50 or so. But yeah, only make use of 600 cell packs in that little area there, because this area is actually pretty low on cell packs. And yeah, just use any cells you have here, and then any cells you have left over you can use on the Manx. And for some reason here, I decided to just chain gun the rest of the Manx. I'm not sure why. It doesn't really make a difference, just less projectiles flying around in the next phase, I guess. But it's a kind of a waste of time. Now grab those last 600 cells, and grab your third Megasphere. 3 is the maximum amount of Megaspheres I want to take for this. And time for the most stressful fight ever. Got splashed and hit into another rocket. Super unfortunate because I got to push into these flyers with super little health. But thankfully, I managed to only take like 80 damage or so. Really thankful for that. Sometimes that can just go horribly, horribly wrong. You take a boatload of damage. Now, push back through all the imps and flyers. and into these cyber demons. And sometimes the cyber demons can just be waiting for you and then just shoot you with rockets, and you can do basically nothing about it. Always fun when that happens, but again, super rare when that happens. And just, you have to Dimensions Map 3 them. And it is actually Dimensions Map 3 because of the Cackle Corpses. But thankfully, you have 2 Megaspheres here, enough health. Push back through the flyers, grab another Megasphere. Usually pushing through the flyers, you can actually take a ton of damage doing that, so definitely grab a Megasphere, no matter what health you're at, before pushing through the flyers and after pushing through the flyers. And now, from here on out, it's basically just cleanup. It may not look like it, but I'm actually targeting the flyers over the revs because it happened once where I got blocked by Lost Souls and ate a huge rev ball, and it pained me. Oh, and I never mentioned it, but that first fight with the pain elementals, all the flyers that can just block you and then make you eat rockets, that is the core reason why I hate pain elementals so much. Fun little fact. But yeah, you have plenty of cells to take care of all the revs. If there were any Manx left alive as well, I would have killed them here after I'd killed all the revs. Refill your BFG. These Megaspheres on the back wall are basically not really going to be picked up, so might as well just pick them up now. And the 300 cybers are revealed again, and 3 cybers in the center, but again, you can make use of that height, those stairs. You can just duck underneath the rockets, it's completely safe, and then just circle strafe around these cybers. Of course, moving slowly to get as many traces off on them as possible, and this was super unfortunate. This Arachnotron was in the worst spot ever. So I had to step up onto the stairs, and I actually ate a rocket, but thankfully it was a super low damage roll. And I can make my way to another Megasphere pretty easily. But I was scared to do so, so I just decided not to. I also want 200-200 going into the next part anyways. And now, just slow rolling the Arachnotrons coming out of that closet there. I used to just Balls of Steel it and push in no matter how many Arachnotrons were left in there, but I actually managed to die doing that once. So I decided, screw it. I'm just going to take it slow. Just going to lure out every Arachnotron one by one and BFG them from afar. Usually it takes 1 or 2 BFG balls to kill each Arachnotron. That rocket was ridiculously close. My heart skipped a beat when that happened. And if you push a little too far away from the wall, because I want to dodge those Arachnotron projectiles as well, just do a loop around. Again, you can just duck underneath the rockets just like that. And now, I didn't hear any Arachnotrons passing back through, so I can just push through. Pre-firing anyways in case I was mistaken and there were Arachnotrons. But now, it is time for the big fight. Look at the kill count right now, and once we're done with the fight, I want you to take a look at the kill count again. So, push through, grab the invuln. Making your way back to the back of these Archviles is actually really nice because you can make the rockets hit them as well, and you can just kill them that little bit quicker, and you'll have some invuln time for the actual fight. Shoot the switch to start the actual big fight, and now use as many just use a few cells on these Cacodemons just to lure the cybers towards your side, and then push through. I actually look to see if there's any revs still alive here before hitting those Cacodemons, because sometimes the infighting doesn't go very well, and they can just block you while you are BFGing the Cacos. Push through the Pinkies and into this Mancubus closet here, and you have to kill every single Mancubus here. Top priority is pressing that switch though, because that activates a bunch of crushers in the center of the map that will help weaken the cybers for later on. Now it's time to kill every single Manc here. You have 6 Megaspheres in this closet though, so you really don't have to worry about dying. Just, again, don't get insta-jibbed. That's basically the entire premise of the map. Not sure what I'm really doing here, but managed to get some sick Arachnotron dodges though. And the cybers, I'd like to chill in this closet for as long as possible, just circling around, killing the Arachnotrons. Drop down to 9 health because the cybers made an appearance super, super early on. I like to chill here for as long as possible until the cybers show up. They showed up super, super early, which is bad because then I don't get to stall for long enough. Basically, the focus right now is stalling to empty out the rev closets and the huge, huge, huge Cacodemon closet, as you can see here. Cacodemons and paint elementals. Once you push through those revs, which is complete. I gotta pause. I'm sorry. I'm getting way too ahead of myself. After pushing out of the Mancubus closet through the Arachnotrons, you gotta push through the area where the Revenants teleport in, which is again complete RNG. Sometimes there's a Cyberdemon waiting for you behind the Revenants, and he just shoots you when you go through, and you're just instantly dead. Sometimes the Revenants get just abuse you with their punches and you just instantly die. It's scary stuff. That's one of the scariest parts of the big fight for sure. And yeah, but after that, after you push through, just use your remaining cells on the Cacodemons and stall there for as long as you can before they start advancing on the teleporter. And then take that teleporter from the first fight. That teleporter is an absolute godsend because you can just make your way to the other side of the Cacodemon closet. And now we're back here. Grab a Megasphere, refill on cells, and just harm these Cacodemons for a little bit until you're at around 360 cells left, usually. Give or take. Refill on cells, grab that second invuln, which opens up from the switch you hit in the Mancubus closet. Now push through these cybers and through the imps, and we're just going to circle strafe one more time using this invuln. And usually you'll have a bit of invuln time left over, so I actually decided to just target some cyber demons as well. Might as well. As you can see, there's still a lot of Arachnotrons still left alive. Usually they all die because I can linger in the closet for longer. Pushing through the Revenants one more time. Though this time you have invuln, so you don't have to worry about it. And now, just chill over by this stash of cells from the first fight. Be sure not to grab any cells in the first fight here, by the way, because you want to use them here. And we're just luring the Cyber Demons over towards us. And you want to basically you want to chill here until you either run out of cells or your health starts running low. Both started happening. So I made my way over to the teleporter. Cyber Demons were advancing, so that's a good sign to go. Grab another Megasphere, refill on cells again, push through the imps, and push through the Hell Knights. I apparently did not lure enough over to the side when I was chilling by the Cacodemons. Usually I can push through these Hell Knights and Barons with ease, but this time I actually took a bit of damage, but I survived. That's all that matters. And now just chill here for as long as possible to lure the Cyber Demons over to these Barons and Hell Knights. The entire fight is basically just luring Cyber Demons towards the center, emptying closets, and just surviving for as long as possible. But when you feel the time is right, grab that last Megasphere, push through the Barons and Hell Knights over here. That Cyber Demon thankfully didn't shoot. I'm pretty sure if he had shot, I would have died. So thank you so much, Cyber Demon. And we gotta push through the Rev Closet one more time. Again, scary stuff. Thankfully, I didn't take too much damage. And I usually save a Megasphere from the first fight, so I can grab it before pushing through these Cacodemons and Pain Elementals. If you were able to stall for longer, these usually would have... I need to pause again. By this point, you can basically circle strafe, because the Cacodemons and Pain Elemental closets will be nearly emptied. If you can stall for longer in this fight, then you'll have a much easier time pushing through them on that way through. They'll be a lot further towards the center of the map. And now here, what I'm doing is I am just making horseshoe shapes, basically. I like to stay on the ground for this, so I can make use of the height again, using those stairs, so I don't have to worry about dodging rockets. But Cyber Demons and Cacodemons completely flooded the ground floor, so I had to stay on the stairs. Scary stuff, because that means I have chances of hitting rockets. So yeah, scary stuff. But just make those horseshoe shapes. And right now, just making these horseshoe shapes so I can lure out the last of the revs from the... Just emptying out the last of the revs. Usually it only takes 2 horseshoes. This is 1. making another horseshoe. I didn't stay on the opposite side for long enough. There's still way too many cyber demons on the ground floor, so I had to stay on the stairs for a little while longer. That was a very close rocket, got hit by a bit of splash. Thankfully, in the second invuln closet, there's 4 megaspheres. Super easy to grab. And yep, after that second horseshoe, the rev closet is completely emptied, and we can actually make our way to the west side of the arena once again. And here, I like to hurt the Barons and Hell Knights as much as I can. And I basically only do this so I can lure the Cyber Demons back into the Crushers. At the end of the fight, I will have to clean up as many Cybers as never mind. I cannot speak. It's not a Brandando video without a bit of gibberish. That was another very close rocket, by the way. But yeah, when I'm chilling by those Barons and Hell Knights, I got hit by a rocket there. Super scary. That must have been an infighting rocket from a Cacneyman, because I was actually able to stay on the floor that time. When I chill by the Barons and Hell Knights, I usually just BFG them until I'm at like 200 cells left, in case Cyber Demons are actually in the closet and they block me on my way out. I like to have a few cells left over for that. And then I do the exact same thing again, hurt the Barons and Hell Knights. This time the closet is emptied, so there are a lot less of them, and I can actually stay here until basically my BFG is completely emptied, though I just played it safe and I saved a good 80 cells in case Cyber Demons wanted to show their face on my way back here. And now, by this point, most of the normal enemies have died, and it's time for the absolutely horrific and atrocious Cyber Demon cleanup. The magic number for leaving this fight is 10,721 enemies. Albeit some of the enemies remaining are some stray Cacneyman's, maybe like 5, and then some Barons and Hell Knights still on the opposite side of the arena. But there are still probably like 30 to 40 Cyber Demons alive. Oh, and I didn't mention, I don't know how I didn't mention, but for the big fight, all the Cybers in the center, all 300 Cybers get released. But yeah, this cleanup is absolutely atrocious, and it takes quite a while. My main focus is luring them into the Crusher, just letting that Crusher do all the work for me. Well, I'm not letting the Crusher do all the work for me. I want to BFG the Cybers at least a little bit. But just having them centralized is super, super helpful. I play this cleanup super safe. I do not want to take any chances, because getting here feels like 1 in 1,000. That Cyber Demon, screw that Cyber Demon. Albeit I didn't really know what to do with that guy blocking me there, but he just scared me half to death, basically, in real life. I saw Cyber Demons blocking me, so I couldn't circle strafe. And again, just luring them, staying back here as much as I can to lure them into the Crushers. I saw the Crusher was opening, so I decided to move a little slower here, just get them into the Crushers as much as possible. And when you feel the time is right, when you feel there's not as many Cyber Demons in this big open courtyard, then you can pass by and land a bunch more Tracers on them. On my way back, I still take the long route, though, just to be safe. And another Cyber Demon tried to block me. That was a nice 360, by the way. And that was some nice dodging right there. Couldn't even see the rockets. That was just a fluke, honestly. Coming down to the last few Cybers. Still a few in the open courtyard. When passing by this area, you still want to be careful if there's any like Cyber Demons behind you, because that happens. That happened to me in practice a few times during this cleanup. One last Cyber Demon. Might as well grab the yellow key from where the Archviles were. Now, going back into the second invuln closet and hitting that yellow switch to open up the exit. Opening up the exit, but there's still like 1,500 enemies left, and 220 secrets left. Well, that, my friends, is because we have a secret finale. And this guy, I was trying to two-shot him, but he just wasn't shooting, so I just got impatient and I just started doing this. Peekaboo shooting, hitting him with the tracers. Again, playing it really safe. I do not want to take my chances, because the secret fight is absolutely insane. Oh, and of course, 3 cyber demons at the exit in typical no reason fashion. Refill your BFG, grab a Megasphere if you need it. And now, there's a tiny, tiny hole in the wall here. You gotta shoot it directly. Hide into this little closet here. If you don't make it into this closet, by the way, it's a timed lift. By the way, you telefrag a spider demon on your way here. And right now, I'm just chilling here, taking a breather. If you don't make it into that closet on your first try, it's a very fast lift. You just die. A voodoo doll gets telefragged, I'm pretty sure. Or crushed, or something. But yeah, this part is basically your breather before the secret finale. Right now I have the auto map open because obviously there's a lot of secret sectors here, and I just want to make sure that I tag them all, because it's actually easy to run over sectors. Run over the secrets, especially the tiny ones. And basically the purpose of this room is just to completely drain your BFG. You get a BFG shot when you telefrag that the spider demon when coming in here. So 600 cells, that's 15 shots, and then the extra BFG shot when telefragging the spider, that's 16. There's 16 sides here, 16 archviles, 1 shot each. If you do miss a shot somehow, don't worry about it, because you have chain gun. But I do play it safe here. I want to kill each archvile with 1 shot, so I actually wait for them to zap me. I mean, some of them you can actually kill when they're released, but these guys running out of the hallways, I wait for them to zap me, so I basically just can't miss. And the correct amount of secrets coming out here is 194 secrets. Again, it is possible to run over secret sectors, so definitely be careful of that. I actually had an attempt that made it all the way to the secret fight. I didn't realize it until I beat the entire map. I got 100% kills, but I missed a secret, and I couldn't go back for it. That pained me. I'll talk about that more during the outro. But yeah, 194 secrets. That is the correct amount of secrets. Just gotta wait for these bars. And the red keys on the teleporters, they're actually completely useless. The red key is never used in this map at all. And just pacing back and forth because I'm waiting. And now it's time for the secret fight. Grab those 5 cell packs from the start, and this is absurd. I'm just gonna let the gameplay do the talking for a moment. gonna chime back in here to say these Hell Knights getting crushed is so laggy that I actually had to play with this FPS. I actually cannot see what's going on right now, and I had to play like this at the very end of the demo, the final fight. But with enough practice and enough PCs blown up, you can actually get really good at playing at really low FPS, and I had pretty decent control over myself during that part. I decided not to shoot in case I did like face rocket or do something fatal. Just avoid all risk. And yes, when the Archviles get crushed, they can actually target you from here, which is complete bullshit. But it can happen. I've gotten zapped up to 3 times here. So definitely grab a Megasphere after the Crushers are done, so you can survive up to 3 zaps. Just be as careful as possible. I'm coming down to the last few kills here. And that is it. That is all the kills. Every item here is a secret sector, so I'm just running over all of them. But I actually got to go back through the chase portion, because on the stairs up to the next level, it is easy to run over a secret sector. Thankfully, you can backtrack here. And that is it. And I just take this really, really slowly back to the end, because at this point my hands are just shaking like hell. My blood pressure was probably at very, very unhealthy levels. Not even SR40ing to this teleporter. And you can actually line skip that teleporter. So I actually take that slow in case I do line skip and fall off. But that, my friends, is fun2 Poogers Map 28. Oh my god, this map, this is easily my hardest demo yet. It is the demo I am the most proud of. I struggled so much with this. If you were there in either the Discord streams or the streams on Twitch, you know that at multiple points I just felt like giving up. I was basically hopeless. It was especially after the exit where I missed a secret. You know the hallway that you have to run in after shooting the switch that can just kill you if you don't make it first try? Yeah. There's a little blip there that just a little tiny decrease in elevation. And I ran into that hallway and I ran over a secret. I ran over it. And I didn't realize it until I had gotten to the very end of the map. I had beaten the secret fight. And I got to the exit with a missing secret that I couldn't go back for. That was the breaking point. That was the first breaking point. I probably hit my breaking point like 20 times with this demo. But that was the first, like, just true breaking of me. I don't know how to describe it. Just, I felt so hopeless after that. But I persevered. I thought to myself, if I made it once, I can make it again. And I did. And I got that last secret. And I avenged myself. But it's so many points. Like I said at the very start, the first fight is extremely annoying. And it's the core reason I hate pain elementals. I was getting super frustrated with that first fight. And I was just not having it. This was getting to the point of, like, ruining my enjoyment of the game, basically. As stupid as that sounds. But, yeah. That's the reason why I hate pain elementals so much. But yeah, again, this is my hardest demo. If you're curious, the final attempt count, I got that missing secret exit probably 1,200 attempts in. But the final attempt count of fun2 is 2,099. And the first attempt I did was at September 14th, 2022. This demo was 3 months in the making. It's easily the most effort I've put into a demo ever, and I don't know, I'm just super, super proud of it. This felt like my doom mountain, my Pog mountain that I had to scale and get to the very top, and this map was just pushing me down at every point it could, but I finally summited and beat this damn map once and for all. Okay, this outro is really long. I'm just gonna get to the thank yous. There's like so many people I want to thank, because a lot of people were supporting me through this. I want to thank the entire Balls of Steel community. David, like, let me open Discord. People like David, Brad, Inferno, bunch of those people. You guys all know who you are. I don't have to list out every name, hopefully. Meowgi, Razik, another 2. But if I missed you, I apologize. Just, you guys absolutely know who you are, and I love every single one of you. They supported me through this entire thing. I also want to give a specific shout out to Dan for basically coming up with the strats for every fight. He was the first person to take a look at maxing this, and he basically like laid out the foundation for like me and Star to max this. I don't know. Yeah, he basically just came up with a lot of the strats. Of course, I refined them to my needs, like just trying to avoid everything I was dying to a bunch, just refining the strats, of course. And I also want to thank No Reason for making this map. I've shit on No Reason so much for making this map, but in all honesty, thank you so much for making this. Throughout this grind, I have definitely felt, like, comparing myself to before this grind, I can definitely see a massive skill improvement. My senses have been sharpened so much from this. This map made me the Doom player I am today, basically. So thank you, No Reason, but also fuck you. Just kidding. I love you, No Reason. Please don't hate me. And the last person I want to give, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to Starduster. His video was the main inspiration for me maxing this. And also, just like while I decided to do this demo off stream. I did attempts in Discord like every once in a while, but I decided to just do this. Like, the winning attempt was on my own, not in Discord, not on Twitch, nothing. Just myself in a dark, empty room late at night. But yeah, I'm getting sidetracked. Thank you so much, Starduster, for making the max, inspiring me to max this. But also, during my attempts, like, on Twitch and in Discord, he would be there whenever I was getting really, really frustrated. And, like, at multiple points, I was on the brink of just giving up. He motivated me to just keep going, keep persevering, and eventually I made it here. I beat this damn map. Finally. 3 months. So yeah, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, Starduster. And yeah, I think that's enough cringe outro for now. I've been talking for like 10 minutes more. A quarter of this video is going to be the outro. But yeah, this demo means more to me than you could ever imagine. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching the Poogers series. Thank you all so much for liking the videos, for making this the best series on the channel so far. Thank you all so much for subscribing to the channel, which, by the way, we're nearly at 420 subs. please, with this video, this is the only time I'm ever going to say this. Subscribe, please, get me to 420. It would be so fitting. And this is my 69th max I'm uploading to DSDA, so it would be so fitting. Please get me to 420 subs. It would be so funny. But yeah, thank you all so much. It means the world. Your support means the world to me. And yeah, thank you again, and have a very lovely good one.